Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois for tonight's varsity matchup between the Southeastern Suns and the United Red Storm. The Red Storm won the JV matchup 25-23, 20-25, 25-20. We'll take a break here as we get ready for the national anthem so we don't get kicked out for it. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes with the starting lineups here from Southeastern High School.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I chose MDH. We moved here and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts, repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
And welcome back to Southeastern High School as we are here for Southeastern Suns Volleyball, brought to you tonight by McDonough District Hospital, of course. Adam's Experts. As we are doing the starting lineups on the far side over there for United. Number 5 is Emmerich Houston. Number 7 is Katie Flynn. Number 17 is Callie Mason. Number 4 is Emma Austin. Number 25 is Cameron Anderson. The libero, number 14, is Taylor Turnquist. Also out there, number 3, Maddie Hepner. And now for the Southeastern Suns starting lineup. Abigail Schaefer. Number 12, Riley Van Fleet. Kenzie Griswold, number 15. Savannah Ramsey, number 5. Amanda Stevens, number 19. And number 18, Kara Stevens. The libero is Gracie Arthur. Just talked to her dad, Jason. He's in the house tonight, so he's not watching online. But if you're watching online, give us a holler. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Hopefully have some United Red Storm fans in the house. I know we, in years past, have spent a lot of time covering them through the postseason and a few things like that. So hopefully some of those folks are with us tonight. We'd love to hear from you. Please like and share the link if you're watching here early so that the fans around the country or around the world, for that matter, that might know these youngsters or their families get a chance to watch them play here tonight live from Augusta, Illinois at Southeastern High School. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Evan Wagner is on the camera. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. As you can see, the final set went 25-22. The United Red Storm in the JV match, so we'll have to re-rack and restack everything here. And get ready to go for the varsity contest between the Southeastern Suns and the United Red Storm. Chase Flatt up there in the Monmouth United area ought to be watching this thing. I don't know if he is or not. We'd probably watch some football if we got to cover some United Red Storm football, though. So once again, the starters back on the far side. Number 16, Addison Gillen. back there for the Red Storm. Number 4 is Emma Austin. She goes off for Taylor Turnquist, the libero. Number 25 is Cameron Anderson. Number 17 is Callie Mason, and we are underway. Savannah Ramsey goes down to get it. Abigail Schaefer on the attack off the block. Turnquist with the dig. It's going to come near side, and that was on the attack. Number 17, Mason. Schaefer again, this time from the left on the attack. It's dug by Turnquist again, far side. Right, it's going to be a somehow, did Stevens get her hand underneath that? Holy cannoli, I never thought that was possible. There's a middle attack. It's going to be dug as well. That was Hepner I was getting ready to get the kill to, and that's going to be a free ball sent across and out of bounds. After all that, a point for the Red Storm. And back to serve again, number 16, Addison Gillen. She got her first service point. I want to say hi to Nicole Arthur, watching Gracie from home. Thanks for watching, Nicole. And some trouble on the pass that time, and Gillen is going to get the point. It's 2-0 United Red Storm. Another good serve by Gillen. Stevens out to Kinsey Griswold off the block. It's going to be dug up one-handed. Another attack coming from Mason. That time Stevens back to Schaefer. Schaefer drives it home for the Southeastern Suns and a side out. Man, there's been some – we're 2-1 here in this one, and it's been some great volleyball already. Schaefer gets the kill, and she'll come back to serve for the Suns. She was pivotal in the service for the Suns, and a win over Illini West, and she gets an ace right there to start things off. I'll tell you what, folks, if you missed those 3 championship round matches of the Lady Suns Classic on Saturday, you should go back on Hulett PubliPro LLC YouTube channel and watch the TSSR broadcast, because they were phenomenal matches, as Schaefer gets her second straight ace to tie it at 2. Or actually give a 3-2 lead to the Suns. She served 2 straight. They had to side out to give them a point as well. Another short serve. Mason came to get it, and they're going to get that one across. A good rally, a good dig by Gillen. Riley Van Fleet sends that one over. Now it's going to be a bump set. Mason on the attack, dug by Kara Stevens. Amanda Stevens, back row attack to Schaefer, and out of bounds. Tied at 3. Back to serve. It'll be, I think, number 6, Reese Bertelson. Kinsey Griswold with a tip kill. And a side out for the Suns. Coming in to serve is going to be Zoe Griswold, as Riley Van Fleet takes a seat. Short. Gillen went in to get it. Mason's going to push it across, and it's not going to get across, actually. Savannah Ramsey was there waiting on it, but the little hitting error falls back, rolls down the net, actually, and falls back across. Zoe Griswold gets the first service point, and the Suns are up 5-3. Griswold's serve off Gillen. Set to Mason again. She tips it across this time and is going to get the kill. She got it far enough across for the kill that time. Callie Mason gets the kill and the side out for the Red Storm. Coming in to serve, going to be number 5, Emmerich Houston for the Red Storm. Her team trails by 1, 5-4 here early in set number 1. Schaefer, Stevens, back sets to Kinsey Griswold. Off the arms of the aforementioned Emmerich Houston, and a kill for Kinsey Griswold, her second of the match already, and she's going to come back to serve with her team up 6-4. Kinsey Griswold serving for the Suns. Middle. Set quick in the middle. It's off the block of Kara Stevens. Right back to Kara Stevens it goes, and it's blocked that time by number 4, Emma Austin. She said, you might have got a hand on mine, but I'm going to show you what a block really looks like, and drives it back over the top of Kara Stevens, and a kill. Mason going back to serve now. Callie Mason serve. Schaefer. Now Kara Stevens is going to throw it back there. Mason is down. It's going to come near side on the attack. Gillen hits it out, and a side out back to the Suns. A 7-5 lead. Savannah Ramsey coming back to serve now. Her team leading by 2. Back set. Austin, I believe. Let's see when she turns around. No, it's not. It's number 2, Alexa Anderson, with the kill from the right side. And another side out. Turnquist going back to serve now. It's 7-6. Their libero, Taylor Turnquist. Short serve. Griswold goes down and gets Stevens. A quick to Kara Stevens. Right to Turnquist. And she'll get her first kill. Kara Stevens gets the kill. Amanda Stevens doesn't have any yet. And Amanda Stevens comes back to set now. It's 8-6. Suns with the lead. Stevens to serve. Mason, quick middle, goes off the arm of Bertelson. It's Doug Schaefer going to get the kill on the touch, and Amanda Stevens gets her first service point. Schaefer gets her second kill, and the Suns lead by 3, 9-6. Stevens next serve, off of Mason, tracked down. Now it's going to be a bump. And Van Fleet's going to tip it across. Oh, good job to rally to get to it, and the United Red Storm get it across. Ramsey's there. Stevens to Schaefer, who tips it down. It's Doug. Back there by Bertelson, I believe. That's going to be hit out of bounds on a back row attack by Mason. Actually, it's Houston who dug that one. And another point for the Suns and Amanda Stevens, her second. Short coming up to get it was Gillen. At the net. It's actually Houston going into the net. Another point for Stevens, her third, and it's 11-6 Suns. Houston tracks that one down. Gillen. Griswold comes to get it. Kara Stevens tips it over and down for a kill. Her second kill. That's fourth straight point for Amanda Stevens, and the Suns lead 12-6. They take a timeout due to the Red Storm. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in about 30 seconds.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
And welcome back to Southeastern High School and TSSR Game Time Live, coverage of Southeastern Suns volleyball. They're hosting the United Red Storm tonight. Hello, Kathy Bear. Thanks for joining us. Watching Amanda and Kara from Florida. You got this, Lady Suns, she says, and Amanda has done her part of having it. She's served 4 straight points. It's a 12-6 lead for the Suns, and she drops one in short. But, man, I'll tell you what. The United Red Storm cover a lot of ground, and they dug that one up, and Schaefer's going to send it across. Houston's there. Turnquist back set to Gillen. Gillen on the attack. Schaefer's there. Stevens tracks it down. Now Abigail Schaefer on the hit through the block of Bertelson and Anderson, and Abigail Schaefer gets her third kill, and Amanda Stevens a 5th straight service point, and the Suns lead by 7. Kara Stevens, Amanda Stevens, back to Riley Van Fleet, and she is going to get the kill. Riley Van Fleet gets her first kill. Stevens gets her 6th straight service point. And that's a double hit. Well, it's a single hit, but 2 hits. It went off of Gillen, off the side of Mason's head, and I shouldn't laugh, but wasn't a whole lot Mason could do about it. She was an innocent bystander to a bad pass. An ace for Amanda Stevens. A couple subs coming in. Checking in is Katie Flynn, number 7 for the Red Storm. Right at Mason does Stevens go. Now it's going to be Bertelson on the attacks. Ramsey's there off the block of Kara Stevens. Abigail Schaefer's going to hit that one a little deeper. It's going to come outside to Flynn, and Flynn's going to hit it into the net. Another hitting error and another point for Stevens. Make it 8 straight. And it's 16-6 Suns with the lead now. Right side, and that was going out of bounds, and Katie Flynn went after it. It's a ace for Amanda Stevens. 9 straight service points. At this point, just keeping them in. Flynn there again. Back set it goes. Anderson, excuse me. Pushed across by Flynn. Schaefer's there. Stevens back to Schaefer. Blocked. Pushed back up. Falls down. Stevens goes to get it. Savannah Ramsey sends it across. Middle it goes to Bertelson. Schaefer goes down to get it. Goes over on an overpass. And then Bertelson comes up on a second touch and drives it home in the deep corner to end the run. But it was 9 straight service points for Amanda Stevens. Bertelson gets her first kill for the United Red Storm, and it's 17-7. Going back to serve is going to be number 25, Cameron Anderson for United. Red Storm need to make a run of their own here. Kinsey Griswold, Stevens, Abigail Schaefer from the middle deep. It's going to be dug by the aforementioned Anderson. Now it's going to be Flynn on the attack. Off the block, dug by Ramsey. It's going to go left side. Schaefer down the line. It's going to be a kill. It went off of Anderson. Abigail Schaefer with her 4th kill. And it's 18-7. Suns with the lead, and Kara Stevens completes the rotation, coming back to serve now for Southeastern. 18-7, the freshman with the serve. Left side, drops in. It's going to be middle to Bertelson. She tips it across. Schaefer comes diving in, but can't get there in time. It's a kill of the lightest variety for Reese Bertelson, but it's a kill nonetheless. Her second. And going back to serve is going to be number 16, number 16, Addison Gillen. Mason back in the front row. They're going to call an illegal hit for Amanda Stevens, who just barely tried to save that one out of the net. Gillen gets the service point, her 3rd. She served the first 2 of the match. That was 2-0. And then Abigail Schaefer ran off 3 of her own, and the United have not led since. Kinsey Griswold comes back to it. It's off the block. Dug by Mason. Outside it comes to Mason again. Tipped off the block. Stevens goes down to get it. Now the other Stevens has it. Now Schaefer sends it across. Bertelson's there. Now out to Mason. Tipped to Amanda Stevens. Kara Stevens tried to get there, but Riley Van Fleet was going as well, and they just couldn't get their communication down. It's 1 more for Gillen, and it's 18-10. Suns lead by 8, make it 9 on the side out. And Abigail Schaefer coming back to serve. She served 2 straight earlier in a match of her own. It's 19-10. Share the link with your friends if you would, please. We'd love to have more people in watching. Let the families know it's there. Of course, you can always go back and watch this a little later. And that's in for number 17, Callie Mason, getting her 2nd kill and another side out for the United Red Storm. And Bertelson going back to serve now for the Red Storm. Her team trailing by 8, 19-11. Kara Stevens now goes out to Savannah Ramsey. Dug, bumped, and Mason will send it across. Nice attack on a ball that wasn't set real well. Abigail Schaefer from the back row is dug back there by Gillen. It's going to be the attack by Austin. Emma Austin had it. Savannah Ramsey sends it across. To the net it comes. A quick to Austin. Off the hand of Schaefer, and Emma Austin gets the kill. And it's down to a 7-point lead as Emma Austin gets the kill. Bertelson gets the service point. First player not named Gillen to get a service point for the Red Storm. Another attempt at it here. Kinsey Griswold. Stevens, Griswold. And she'll get the kill. Kinsey Griswold gets her 3rd kill. And Zoe Griswold going to come back to serve for the Suns. Zoe Griswold has 1 service point. Into the net. Service error. Side out. Gracie Arthur checks in for Zoe Griswold. She'll go back to play the libero position. End to serve. Number 5 and set is Emmerich Houston, I do believe. She'll be the setter now for the Red Storm. And she serves it into the net. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything you can do better than you. Isn't that how that song goes? Something like that. Well, here we go. Kinsey Griswold's going to try and show them how to do it. She gets it across the net. Right to the net, and an overpass to Kara Stevens, and she takes the, as Ned Eckert likes to say, fed the bear, and she took full advantage as Kara Stevens gets her 3rd point. An ace for Kinsey Griswold, her first. It's 22-13. Mason, it goes off the block of Kara Stevens and gets the kill. And the side out. Callie Mason gets her 3rd kill. she has hit the ball very well. Not maybe as hard as Bertelsen has, but she's got some good placement and used the block very well that time. She's back to serve now. A little trouble for Schaefer. It's tracked down by Arthur. Stevens gets it across, and it falls. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I think that's one of those times for Amanda Stevens. And back to serve is going to be Savannah Ramsey. It's 23-14. Suns with a lead and trying to get a set win here. Houston going over to hit. That is Gillen over there. And Schaefer is going to get the kill. Set point for the Suns. Schaefer has 5 kills here in set number 1. Savannah Ramsey has her first service point. See if she can get the set point here for Southeastern. Deep right corner. It goes to Gillen. Houston sets back set on the tip. It was Alexa Anderson. Kara Stevens abuses the block of Emma Austin, and Kara Stevens gets the set winning kill, her 4th. Ramsey gets her second service point, and the Suns win set number 1, 25-14. Here in the varsity matchup. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in a couple minutes here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of what I do, making a difference in people's lives. Taking care of the women from puberty on through postmenopausal stages and seeing them go through the phases and stages of life.
Welcome back to Southeastern High School. The Suns in the varsity matchup in set number 1 get a 25-14 win over United. Getting ready for set number 2 as the Suns should serve first here in the second set. Five kills for Abigail Schaefer, 2 service points, including 2 aces as well. 4 kills for Kara Stevens, 3 kills for Kinsey Griswold. Amanda Stevens blew the game open from the service line. She had 9 straight service points, including 2 aces. Addison Gillen had 4 of the 5 service points for the United Red Storm in set number 1. And Callie Mason had 3 kills after the first set. We are underway here in set number 2, and it was an overpass. Schaefer sent it across. Turnquist is going to send it back. Stevens, middle to Griswold, and Griswold drives one home. Getting a little time in the middle here in set number 2. We've talked to, if you remember, we talked to Coach Kerr about maybe letting her get a little time in the middle to have a little more area and room to hit the ball, and she's getting some here. Blocked off the hand of Griswold. It was dug by Stevens. A free ball is going to go back across. And then Mason and Turnquist miscommunicate. Both of them thought the other was going to get it, and it goes to the ground. And a point for Kara Stevens, her second in a row, and it's 2-0 Suns here in set number 2. Kara Stevens, a freshman, back to serve again here for the Suns. So right now there is, and a setting error that time as Bertelsen went up to get it and couldn't get there. It's an ace for Stevens. There's a freshman, a sophomore, 3 juniors, and a senior on the floor, I do believe, for the Suns. Turnquist goes down to get it. Out it comes to Hepner, who is in the game now. She's playing right after the serve. Gillen tracked it down. Free ball is going to come across. Stevens sets out to Abigail Schaefer. Schaefer's off the block, dug by Mason. Tipped across by Hepner. Stevens, middle to Griswold, who tips it and is dug up by Hepner. Turnquist bump set to Gillen. Now to Stevens. Stevens out to Abigail Schaefer. Schaefer on the attack. Dug by Mason in the back row. It's going to come near side to Gillen again. And dug one-armed by Kara Stevens. Amanda Stevens goes to get it. Schaefer sends it across. Now it's going to be Kara Stevens back up. Amanda Stevens now. Middle it goes to Griswold. Griswold tips it. What a dive in there by Gillen, but she couldn't get it up high enough for anybody to do anything with it. And it's a kill for Kinsey Griswold. A 4th straight service point to open the set for Kara Stevens. And it's 4-0 Suns, and the United Red Storm take a timeout. We will tell you this game is being brought to you by Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124, with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And Adams Experts, looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when your computer goes down. Stevens back to serve again. And an overpass. Schaefer hits it back. It's dug by Gillen. Back row attack by Mason. Overpass is knocked back by Gillen. Stevens going to back set to Van Fleet. Van Fleet's going to drop it down, and Turnquist got an arm on it, couldn't do anything else with it. And it's a kill for Van Fleet, and 5 straight to open the set for Kara Stevens. Van Fleet gets her second kill. 5-0 Suns. Trying to do what Big Sister did. Here's Bertelsen driving it home, and Bertelsen says, nah, I don't think so. We're going to stop things right there with a big kill down the middle of the floor, a little bit off to the right. Bertelsen gets her 3rd kill, and it will be Gillen going back to serve for the Red Storm. 5-1. Suns lead by 4, or Red Storm trail by 4, depending on what side of the aisle you might be on. Kinsey Griswold on the attack, and she's going to get the kill. And Abigail Schaefer will go back to serve. Kinsey Griswold gets her 4th kill. It's 6-1 Suns, and Schaefer back to serve, the senior. Serving things up for Southeastern. Van Fleet is a senior also, so 2 seniors on the floor. A freshman and 2 juniors and a sophomore. Kara Stevens. Kinsey Griswold. Back set, that's Gillen. On the hit and the air, it's 7-1. Schaefer gets another point. First one that she served that wasn't an ace. She almost had an ace, though. Mason goes down to get it. It's tipped across, and then tipped across actually by Bertelsen. It was tipped up. Now it's going to be Van Fleet. A little mishit, I think, but it works as a kill nonetheless. Van Fleet gets her 3rd kill. Schaefer gets her 4th service point. It's 8-1. Suns with the lead. Right side, they go right at Mason again. Middle, it goes to Bertelsen. Off the block of Griswold, it goes right down the net and out of bounds. A kill for Bertelsen one more time, her 4th. And it'll be back to serve the aforementioned number 6, Reese Bertelsen, for the Red Storm. Into the game will be number 4, Emma Austin, to play middle. And there is Austin on the attack. And Stevens to Griswold off of, can't see who was down there, but it went off of, I believe, maybe number 25, Cameron Anderson. But Kenzie Griswold gets another kill. It's 9-2. Zoe Griswold's going to come in to serve. Kenzie Griswold gets her 5th kill. Short. And that comes across from Mason all the way across and out of bounds, a hitting error, and it's 10-2. Griswold gets her 2nd service point. That's Griswold of the Zoe variety. And back there was Cameron Anderson, the other setter for the Red Storm. She'll be at the net this time. She sets up to Emma Austin, who knocks it out of bounds again. It's 11-2. Griswold still getting time at the middle position. It's tipped across. Savannah Ramsey goes down to get it. Amanda Stevens blocks it there as Mason came. Didn't have a real good attack at it, but Amanda Stevens gets the block nonetheless. That's the first block of the game for the Suns. And Griswold gets her 4th straight. It's her 3rd straight, excuse me. She had one. It's 12-2. Off the net, Zoe Griswold's there. Amanda Stevens. Abigail Schaefer from the back row. It's off of Bertelson, and a kill for Abigail Schaefer from the back row. A team high 6 for her, and it's 13-2. And Stevens has only attacked as a setter. She has set the whole game. Abigail Schaefer has been an offensive attacker here, and there's a Mason hitting it deep and out of bounds again. Another hitting error. It's 14-2. Zoe Griswold gets her 4th straight service point. And it is a runaway for the Suns right now. This game being brought to you by Ronobe Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ronobe Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsalescars.com to check out their inventory. And McDonough District Hospital, thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best for 6 years running. Their convenient locations, they have three convenient locations, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. Zoe Griswold back at the service line. Mason has it. Anderson, back row Gillen, and she hits it into the net. 5 straight for Zoe Griswold, and the Suns lead 15-2. And that's going to be an ace. The wheels of the bus have stopped going around. They have fallen off for United, and a team that's way better than they are showing themselves to be at the moment, because they have some athletes and they can play some volleyball, but this has just been a match that has gotten away from them a little bit. Volleyball is so much about rhythm, timing, and a little bit of luck, and they just aren't getting any of it right now. As Griswold gets another tip kill. She's up to 6. Zoe Griswold is up to 8 service points, and it's 17-2. All about momentum, and United tonight just has not been able to get any momentum. Mason on the tip. Savannah Ramsey's there. It's going to be pushed across by Amanda Stevens just so she can get in the kill column. She gets her first kill. Zoe Griswold gets her 9th service point, and that's an ace. Make it 10 and her 2nd ace. It's 19-2. She has served 9 straight points. Amanda Stevens did it earlier. Can she get to 10 and say, I did one better than Amanda Stevens? We'll find out. Masons doesn't want her to. It's off the block. It's dug up. Stevens brings it back. Schaefer sends it across. It's going to be dug up. What about Turnquist bringing it up, but then they can't get it across. And it will be 10 straight for Zoe Griswold. And it's 20 2. Schaefer didn't get a kill for that because it did get touched. There's a block. Griswold sets it up. Going to be back row attack again by Schaefer. It's going to go off the ceiling. Turnquist brings it back in, though. It's going to be pushed back by Flynn. Stevens now to Griswold. Griswold hits it left corner, and she's going to get the kill. 21-2. Griswold up to 7 kills now. And an ace for Zoe Griswold. 3 aces in this run, and it's 22-2. And sub coming in for the Red Storm is going to be number 8, Ava Anderson, trying to get some serve receive here. And right at her she goes, and it's going to be another ace for Zoe Griswold. Going for the proverbial jugular was Zoe Griswold as she went right after Ava Anderson and Katie Flynn, who have both been set in since she has subbed in, since she's got in to serve. It's 23-22. It's going to be pushed across. It's going to be Stevens going to try and get another kill. She won't. It's going to come back across. Stevens went to get it, and Stevens can't bring it back, and Zoe Griswold went trying after it. Zoe Griswold, folks, that is 13 straight service points for Zoe Griswold unofficially. Gracie Arthur coming in to serve with a 23-3 deficit for the Red Storm is Maddie Hebner, number 5, Emmerich Houston. Stevens back set Griswold. Griswold across, and it's going to be a kill for Kinsey Griswold, and it's match point for the Suns. She's got 8, and she'll come back to see if she can ice it from the service line. Her sister, Zoe, showed her how to do it. Let's see if she can follow suit. And it's going to be a free ball coming across. Schaefer goes down to get it. Stevens puts up to Kara Stevens, and off the block of Austin, out of bounds, and the Suns, a completely dominating performance, win 25-3 in set number 2 to make quick work of the United Red Storm and the varsity matchup. It's 25-14, 25-3. We'll take a break, tell you some stats here in a couple minutes on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Welcome back to Southeastern High School. We'll go through the stats for United first. There's not a lot of them. 1 kill for Alexa Anderson, 1 kill and 1 block for Emma Austin, 1 service point and 4 kills for Reese Bertelson, 4 service points for Addison Gillen. She opened in the first service for both games for the Red Storm. She had 2 service points. That was it. And then Callie Mason had 3 kills. For the Suns, it is 14 service points, including 3 aces for Zoe Griswold. And, folks, that was 13 straight service points in the second set. Abigail Schaefer, who was the offensive force early in this game, had 4 service points, including 2 aces, and she had 6 kills. Savannah Ramsey had a couple service points. Riley Van Fleet had a good game. She had 3 kills. Kinsey Griswold was ended up being the kill leader. She had 1 service point that was an ace, but she had 8. Actually, she had 2 service points because she served the game winner as well. She had 8 kills on the night. Kara Stevens had 5 points, including an ace. She also had 5 kills. And here's the stat line that most people don't expect to see from Southeastern contests. Amanda Stevens, 9 service points, including 2 aces. Those were all in her one and only serve of the match, folks. I want to point that out. She served all 9 of her points in 1 service, and that's the only time she got to serve the whole night. And she had 2 aces, 1 kill, and 1 block for Amanda Stevens. We'll take a break and have Coach Kerr on when we get back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
And welcome back to Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. Folks, the score you see on the scoreboard is not wrong. It's 25-3, and I got some stats to talk about. But the first thing I want to say is, you and I talked Thursday night.
Yep.
Before Saturday.
Yep.
And I said Kenzie Griswold looked like she could play middle.
Right.
She came out tonight and she proved she could play middle.
She did. She had a nice night. That was a grown man-size win right there. I'm going to tell you, because that's a good team.
That's the thing, is they're going to look at the score and they're going to say, oh, they didn't play. That United team is talented.
That's a good team. I think they're 6-2 coming in, and they beat some good teams. And I think two of their two losses, actually, their best player that outside that 17 didn't even play with them because she was taking the ACT. So that was great. I mean, I don't know how that happened. You know, I'll get back to Kenzie in a second, but Amanda, I'm in the middle of the JV match, sitting on the bench like I normally do, not paying much attention sometimes, and I get the message that Amanda's not sure if she can play tonight, which that's not anything new because Amanda's usually struggling with her knees, and she hasn't practiced with them much lately anyway. And then they said, no, seriously, she doesn't think she can hit for sure a jump. And so I look at her over at the trainer, and I go over, and sure enough, she's struggling more than usual. And so she's like, the trainer's like, I don't know what we should do, what we can do. And she told me, she's like, Coach, I don't think I can jump. So I can probably set, but I don't think I can jump. So we waited till, of course, I stewed about that for a while and went outside and kicked some things. And
no.
And then, I went in and kind of regrouped and came back, and we just basically left it as we'll see what it feels like when she warms up. And I said, well, I need to know before that because I need to have a lineup turned in. And she's like, I don't think I can jump. So I said, can you set? Should you even play? She said, yeah, I think I can set. So. That's a lineup we'd never played before. That's a new thing that I was, and I think that I told the girls after the first set, part of our success, I think, was our urgency and our focus, because of it wasn't common and it wasn't comfortable for us. So I just said, keep being uncomfortable, keep being focused and see what we can do. And that result was fantastic. I think, like you said, going back to your original question, Kenzie did a great job in the middle. She the timing, she hasn't worked on it. She hasn't worked on middles at all with Amanda, and the timing was good, and the times when the timing wasn't good, Kenzie did just a great job of tipping the ball over the top of their block and got a bunch of kills that way. So, really excited. Our defense, I thought, was just really good, and forced them to make some errors and some uncharacteristic errors, probably just because we kept balls in play, and really was super happy about that. And I cannot explain the 25-3 at all. That's a fluke.
Well, 25-14 is a pretty good win.
Yeah.
And unless I missed one, you guys only gave up 5 service points the entire night.
Yeah, our serve receive was really good.
And that was, I might add, that was all in set 1. You didn't give up a single service point in set 2.
We really focused. We came in. Of course, we had Saturday off for tournament, big night on all week, and then big night on Saturday night. And so we took, obviously, Sunday off, and we came in last night just as on Labor Day, and came in and did a lot of serving and serve receive, which I know you do that all the time anyway, but we really focused on trying to serve the ball a little tougher. That's something we talked about, at the tournament, is just trying to be able to, pinpoint and place our serves a little bit better and serve a little tougher. And then obviously when you're serving, you also have an opportunity to work on service when you're doing that as well, in practice. So we did a lot of that. I mean, we spent a good 40 minutes solid just serving and passing and serving and passing. And I thought, you may notice some short serve tonight that you didn't see much before. That was something we worked on, trying
a lot of stuff dropped just past the 10-foot line.
Yeah, man, I think, we worked on that a lot. So if they're able to pick that stuff up that quickly after one practice, that's a good thing. But you just go out, and one thing that's just amazing to me is obviously you have Amanda, who's arguably the best hitter in the area right now, and she comes out and just strictly sets, and that's all she does. That just shows you her versatility, what we've talked about all along, and the talent that she has. And
what about Abigail Schaefer's versatility?
That's where I'm going next. Yeah, absolutely. You look at your setter and your all-area setter, and all of a sudden she's a left side for you hitting.
And she's killing. I mean, she's killing the ball.
Killing balls. Yeah, so for sure. So that's really. I'll tell you what. As far as just if I let myself step away, which I have done, a little bit, even the short time since the game's over, let myself step back and just kind of just analyze the program and the ability to have kids play the game, and whether, that's one thing that I think that's a knock, or people think that's a knock, all they have is Amanda, and if Amanda's not killing the ball, then how good they're going to be, and okay, so she had 3 kills just on slop as a setter, but really we're good.
Actually, I only gave her 1.
Okay, well, Coach Schilling's pretty.
I only gave her 1 because she probably did, but
there's a couple. You're right. But the point is just that all of a sudden, Kenzie's playing a different position, and her stock is up because she's able to get more touches, and then all of a sudden, like you said, Abigail is just crushing balls from the outside and her small stature, and then I thought our two other seniors came in, and Riley Van Fleet played awful well, got some nice kills for us, and then of course Zoe at the end there ripped off a bunch of serves in a row.
So you talked about serving. Now Amanda Stevens had 9 service points.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound abnormal in a 2-set match.
No,
but folks, she only served 1 time tonight.
Right.
2 games, she literally served 1 time tonight.
Right. And her standing serve with her knee hurts better than her jump serve, so we may be making a change on that, because Coach Shirley and I mentioned that during that stretch. She's like, this serves better than her other serve. So, but just a lot of positives. And really. I always worry about this. Is a great program that we play in, and we've had battles for a long, long time, and anytime you play them, you're going to get a good fundamental team, and you're going to get good effort, and they're coached really well, and so just Amanda hitting or not hitting, coming away with this win was a question mark for me, and being able to do it the way we did it is really good for us.
You and I have talked a couple times in times past that injuries sometimes help teams, or doing things different shows a team that they can do more things. Almost having Amanda not hit, if nothing else, it shows all the girls on the team that they can do things without her. But the other thing, it has to give other teams another thing to look at, right?
Yeah, and I think staying within our district and our local sports teams, the best example of that was when Danny got hurt his junior year, and he couldn't play for a while, and everyone else stepped up, and when he came back, they were that much better and made a real deep run in the postseason. And obviously, Amanda as a hitter is the focus on every other team's defense, and when all of a sudden she's not hitting, then and I just thought we just came at them with a lot of different angles. Like I said, we got the ball to Riley on the backside a lot more than we normally would, and Amanda does a good job with that. She back sets the ball really well, and that was a good key for us too. But I thought it's not relentless offensively. Didn't give them a chance to breathe, and they've got a couple of really nice hitters over there. 17 and 6.
Bertelson is good, number 6.
Yeah.
And Mason's good as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Zoe Griswold off the bench. She starts technically, I guess, but off the bench, 13 straight service points.
Yeah.
You just don't see that,
right?
No,
not against a good varsity team like this, for sure. And she's someone who has. I'm really happy for her. When she has success like this, she's battled, and I think it was her sophomore year. She opted not to play volleyball and did some other things, and which was the right decision for her. And then she decided to come back last year, and I think she's always felt like, man, what if I would have played that extra year? Because she's really good athlete and good kid and works hard. And it was good to see her come in and just, serve bullets. I know she missed a serve one of her turns in the first set. And as much as you don't like that, I'm always, especially with Zoe, I'm always like, I'm putting her back in because she's not going to miss it anymore, So,
right.
And she didn't. She focused and really served the ball tough. And a lot of that, gave us an opportunity to keep running offense and just keeping pressure on them with her good serves.
Well, I mentioned at one point, I think Zoe was probably in the middle of her run or maybe it's somewhat early. And I said it was like the wheels on the bus stopped turning and they were falling off for United.
Yeah.
But we've talked in the past, too, about it's such a momentum game, right? And you guys had so much of it and got so much of it, they just could never get any of it back.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain unless you've actually, experienced it. It really is. And I've been on both ends of it. And there's just some times where, like you said, the wheels fall off and there's nothing you can do. And, again, tribute to our girls being able to just continue to be on the offensive and make good decisions, smart decisions. Like I told the girls afterwards, I said it's nice to see what we can do when we don't have Amanda banging balls out of bounds when she's hitting. So,
you have to give her a hard time.
Absolutely, for sure.
We talked about Abigail hitting, but it seemed like, usually to start a game, it's Abigail setting Amanda.
Right.
But when Amanda said she was setting, it instantly became Amanda setting Abigail. They kind of went to her. I think I had her for 4 kills early in set 1. She ended with 6, but she was really the catalyst to get the thing rolling.
Yeah, and she's such a good player.
And she can go from the back row too and hit
right,
from the back row too.
Right. Now she made a couple errors there in the first set, but no, she really corrected that and did a good job. And she's, for as small as she is, she jumps well and has good court vision and understands the game and has a nice arm swing. And the one thing that probably should not be gone without being said is the fact that she's playing middle back and just anchoring our defense the whole time when she's not in the front row now as a hitter with this lineup tonight. And she made some good plays and just her passing and combine her passing with Savannah Ramsey's passing, which I thought was fantastic again tonight, just sets up our offense so well and gives us an opportunity to swing and to tip around and make good choices and that was really evident tonight.
We talked earlier last week when Savannah first came back that her leg was getting used to it. Mm-hmm. She seemed a little more fluid tonight, a little more comfortable tonight, moving with it at least.
Yeah, I think so. And there's still some mobility issues you can still kind of tell. But I think that'll continue to get better and better and maybe even more just her comfort level than anything else. I don't think she's hurting right now. It's just and I've had knee surgery, so I understand what she's going through. You just don't trust it for a while, and she really is solid right now for us on defense and not hurting us on offense. She's making some good decisions and keeping balls in play and making some good shots. And I think there were some times I remember one time when I barked out at Abigail just to remind her to cover a little bit more of Savannah's territory just because she is limited a little bit defensively with her mobility. But, and obviously Abigail can do that because of her quickness and her instincts. But, she's just really solid. It's been nice to have her back. And like we talked about before, I didn't expect her back until, 2 weeks before regionals and we got her back so soon. So just more good stuff from her. And it's nice to have an experienced player. She obviously started last year for us and not the flashiest kid, but really a good, solid, smart player.
You kind of liken that to a baseball infielder. Doesn't have a ton of range, but whatever they get to, they handle and take care of. Right?
Yeah, and that's a good comparison. She's definitely not the Javi Baez where she makes the great highlight plays, but if it's hit to her, she's gonna do the right thing with it, and that's really There's a lot to be said for a player like that at our level.
Well, before I let you go, Colchester tonight, West Prairie, playing and honoring Coach Paul.
Yep.
I know you had a lot of big time battles with Coach Paul through the years, but she's retired now, and I think officially done. I don't think she's going to come back probably.
Yeah.
So that's somebody that volleyball is going to miss.
Right, no question. And that's funny you say that because. If I wasn't here, I'd be there, right now with them because when I heard about it, I looked at and I do a terrible job of knowing when our games are. So if it's the day before, my wife tells me where I'm going the next day. So I literally, when I heard that they were having that tribute tonight for her, that reception or whatever, I looked at our school calendar and I didn't see anything. I'm like, yes, I'm going to take the kids. I'll take our team up and get on a bus and we'll practice and we'll go over and watch them. And then it turns out that was the one game in our whole schedule that didn't get put on the district calendar, so that was tonight. So I was, disappointed about that because I really, really want to be there. You can't say it's one of those things where words don't describe what she's done for volleyball and in the area. You look back at all of her records and all of her regionals and go back. I don't even know when she started, back in the 80s, I think, probably. And,
she did it before you did it.
That tells you something, right? No, I know. She was a veteran when I started. But just and not only just the X's and O's of volleyball, which she knows better than any of us, and just the work ethic that she instills in her kids and the excellence that she demands of her kids and always has for so many years. And you can tell by her followers. She has a troop of people that she's coached before. Angela Wagner is my assistant coach, and you didn't see her there here tonight because she's over there. So,
right.
And that's there's just names and names and names that are the same way. And really, you said missing her, and there's no question about that. I'm glad that they were able to do something tonight because I know she kind of snuck out of the scene a little bit. It's nice that they were able to. Maybe that she agreed to have something done for her.
I think that's the key right there.
That's probably the key, I'm guessing. But, and even more kind of on a personal level, she's someone who, as I grew up as a coach, really not only learned to appreciate her, but learned to love her. She's such a great person. And, I think there were times when, because of her success, especially early on, let's be honest, back in those days, they were the deal, and there weren't.
It didn't matter how big a school you were.
Yes, correct. And they were just so much more superior than other programs. You look nowadays, and you have a lot of upstart programs, and it's kind of more of a deal where you have a lot of maybe have 3 or 4 or 5 different good schools each year. But back then, they were just on a completely different level. There were a lot of times where they didn't see competition until they got to the state tournament,
right.
And that's just a tribute to her being ahead of her time, and I kind of knew that, I guess, but I was green, I didn't really know. But as time grew and as time went on, and as I grew as a coach as well, I just recognized that more and more and more. And she's been nothing but great to me, and as a colleague, as a peer, as a friend, and she's. We'll win a big game, and I'll hear from her. And it's just nice to have people in your corner like that. And I just I hope, and I know they do. I hope that they realize what kind of a legend she was and for how long. And I know that they do. And it's good that she's been able to. Health-wise, I saw her, a couple times in the last 6 months, and it looks like she's doing a little bit better. I know she had to have hated to give it up the way she did.
Right.
So it's good to see, her, and I could keep on going forever for her. I talked to her a lot about, just her family and taking care of her, her mom and stuff, and just it's really cool to see the other side of her besides just the dominating legend coach.
You talk about you learn a lot. I wouldn't understand volleyball if it wasn't for, for Colchester and Coach Paul and Karras, but that group of people, but Coach Paul was always, if you ask Coach Paul a question, she's going to answer the question, right? Yeah. Just kind of like you do. She answers it, know. So, and the thing that I think volleyball might be, I know not all coaches like each other in volleyball, but volleyball seems to be the coaches are the closest, most close-knit group of all the coaches that I've worked with.
Right.
There's like you and Coach Klusmeyer, and all the coaches are friends.
Yeah.
You're out there with Illini West,
afterwards,
tearing your knee up.
Exactly.
And before that's the kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But she was that way. Everybody watched her coach, and she's so serious, and she practices so hard. But when she's talking to other coaches and not in the gym, she was a great person.
I remember it's been probably maybe 10 years ago now, but I remember down at the Quincy tournament, and it may even have been a junior high tournament. I remember I had Terry and I had Seth from Minden, and I had Lewiston's coach, and we were all together. And I said, hey, let's get a picture. And so the four of us got pictures. And I remember I blew them up, and I gave each one of them a copy of the picture. And at the top of it, I put the quotation, it was, with enemies like these, who needs friends? You know what I'm saying? So you're exactly right. So that was good. So I think you're exactly right on that.
So, well, Coach, I've kept you long enough. Thanks for talking. I appreciate it. I mean, I was sitting here watching that game, calling that game, and I'm like, I don't know that I've seen that dominating of a performance in any volleyball since it has went to rally scoring. I mean, back in the day, I saw Colchester win. Colchester win 15-0, 15-2, stuff like that occasionally. But since it's went rally scoring and everybody's kind of improved, I haven't seen a dominant performance like that.
No, that's good. I would not want them to play. We'll get them again. We'll play them in their tournament on their home pool. But I'm just very happy with the results, and I don't want to play anymore tonight. So I'm gonna go home and stay put tonight for sure.
I watched the Cubs game. Is it over? They won today, didn't they?
No, they're still playing.
Are they playing?
They're up 4-3. I'll have to check it when I get home. So for sure.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
We'll talk to you later.
Yep. Take care.
Coach Kerr talking to us. That'll do it here from Southeastern High School. Well, Evan Wagner, he already left. He said he had to go. So I guess for Dwayne Hulett, that's me. Thanks for joining us tonight from Southeastern High School. We'll see you again down the road. And Coach Paul, hope you enjoyed your party tonight, we'll call it. We'll talk to you later. See you.